During this tutorial, we're going to cover the basic capabilities as far as managing content inside the Modx platform. Those items are going to be creating new content resources, duplicating resources, removing them or deleting, and then gaining additional help and support from the Modx Wikipedia built into the CMS. So the first thing you'll need to do is go to your login page and go ahead and enter your login information and log in. Once you're logged in, select the page from the document tree that you would like to edit. Left mouse click on it. One thing before we get too far, by left mouse clicking, you're pulling up the full editor panel view of a resource item. We can also use the contextual menu by right mouse clicking on it, and if we select quick update resource, it'll actually bring up a smaller modal window editor where we can do some quick editing to a resource. This doesn't give us full access to all the content pieces of a resource, but some quick items if the main content area, if we need to update that resource title and alias information. So once you're in the main editor panel, we have the primary menu structure for editing content: the save, duplicate, delete, view, close, and help. And these are your main service areas as far as altering content across the CMS. Major pieces of the content window are the title, which is used to generate the title tag typically on the page template used for search engine optimization and marketing. Another primary area is the template, which defines what the front end look and feel of the page will be. Depending on the site you have, this list may vary. We also have our published and menu status at the bottom of the document tab, which allows us to set the visibility of the resource. Hide from menus does just that. It hides an element from being displayed in the typical menus, and publish will change the status so the front end users can view it when published or checked. Under the tab section, we have the primary content area. This is where the largest chunk of content typically resides and is edited through. In our case, we don't have any current content in the About Us page, so I'm going to copy some existing content, sample content I have. A major item of note here is when you're copying content from Word document or any other rich editing software, that you should first copy it into a very basic or stripped down editor like Notepad, which will remove any unwanted characters from that copy paste process. So again, if you're copying from Word, you'll want to copy it to an application like Notepad and then paste it there, and then copy it out from Notepad to the content editor in the CMS. So once we've made a change, we can now see that our save button is active, so we can save our change immediately. And we get that quick notification that the change was completed. And I'm going to go ahead and jump over to this view button. In this case, let's say we want to go ahead and preview the change that we made. We can click on the view button, which will open that page in a new window so that we can verify the changes that we made and see what it looks like as rendered to the end users. So another option we have up here is duplicate. This allows us to quickly take an existing page and duplicate its content and settings to generate a brand new page on the site. So if I click on duplicate from resource, yes. One other thing to note is that it did go ahead and reload the current page that we just duplicated. We can note that by the bold copy and the resource tree that that's the active page that we're editing. So we'll want to change the title of this page to our new resource. Resource alias will do the same. We can do something as simple as new in this case. The resource alias is a alternative naming convention that we can use for search engine optimization to gain access to a page. Click on Save to save our changes, and we will validate this again by clicking on View. And we can note that our new page is in the menu, and also the content is updated on the front end. So let's say that we created a new page that we did not want to be displayed in the menu as more of a marketing campaign that we didn't want to have any direct access except for through the marketing materials. We can simply check the Hide from Menus option on that page. Go ahead and save our changes again. And before I refresh this page, I want to make a note that the content management system does use caching capabilities, which helps improve performance and accessibility to users so that site content can be delivered faster. So when I refresh this page, either it's going to go ahead and refresh and that page will no longer be in the menu, or we may still see it, and in that case we're going to jump to an additional section. So in this case it went ahead and removed it, so we don't have to worry about going to the cache information, which we'll touch on a little bit later in the tutorial. So now that we have it hidden, we have it set up the way we need to, we can tell additionally that it is hidden based on menu structure because that item is now gray in our document tree. And again, it's bold because it's the current item that we're editing. If we close this editor, that takes us back to our dashboard, and again we can validate quickly by seeing that that item, our resources, is grayed out, which means it's hidden from menu, and it's no longer bold because we're not actively editing it. Now let's say we want to go ahead and remove that resource. We had received misinformation and it's no longer needed on that site. So we can quickly remove that by simply going right mouse clicking, and we can delete that resource, which will still keep a copy of that resource in the database for later use should you need it, but it will remove it from any visibility from the web users or end users. And we can note that again by seeing that it is now red and has a strike through in the document tree. To fully remove that resource from the database and any visibility, we can do delete icon, remove deleted resources, and again this will permanently remove all records of that resource from the system. That concludes this tutorial.